Good morning, everybody. Today, that is Thursday, May 27th, 2021, and we are here for another class of Master in Business Administration for the subject Human Resource Management. In the last class, we were discussing about designing a training program, and we will be continuing with the topic because it was left in between, and we were discussing this point. The second point, preparing the instructor or the trainer, right? The instructor or trainer plays a key role in effective training program. He is the main person because he is imparting knowledge to the candidates who are there in the training program. So he is the key figure of any of the training program. His contribution is the greatest. Instructor can be hired either from outside the organization, or he may be hired outside the organization, right? Instructor can be instructor. You can hire the instructor, any expert who is outside the industry, who is not working in the industry, or you can have internal expert. In certain training programs, there are both internal experts are also there, and external experts are also there, right? So depending upon your requirement, you need to have the instructor. Like if it is the case of some new technology, you may hire an instructor from outside because you are introducing that technology in the organization the very first time, so it will be not easier for your existing employee to explain those technologies. Now here the trainers needs various qualifications besides knowing how to do the work. He should be able to divide the job into different parts so that he may take up a particular part of the job at one time and focus on that part only. Because if he will be focusing on the entire job in a single go, then the candidates will not be able to understand much. So he have to divide the entire job into different pieces, into different part, into different sub jobs, and have to take all those sub jobs individually and explain them to the trainees. He should be tolerant and patient. He should be appreciating the value of training. Right. Like every teacher, every teacher, trainer is also a kind of teacher. That is the reason he has to be tolerant and patient. He should also be able to recognize and realize the value of training, right? How important the training is for the organization as a whole and for the employees also, right? He should be a kind of person who should be patient, who should be tolerant, and who is knowing the value of training from the trainees point of view, from the organizational point of view. How training is important for the employees and for the organization is, and how important the knowledge is that he is imparting to the trainees, for the trainees and for the organization as a whole, right? Now coming down to the next point, and the next point talks about determining the training period, right? What should be the length of the training period? It depends upon the skills to be acquired, right? Trainees learning capacity and the training methods used. What should be the length of the training program? It depends upon 3 points. What are those 3 points? Training methods. What are those points on the basis of which the length of the training program depends? It depends upon the length of the training period, depends upon the skills to be acquired, the trainees learning capacity of the training, the skills that are to be acquired, and methods of training that are being used. These three things are the basis on which the duration or the length of the training program depends. Like for example, a simple training program for clerks may require an hour, a day, or a week's time. If you are imparting clerical training to a group of trainees, it for short term training it may be taking 1 day, 1 hour time. For for a medium term training, it may be taking a day's time. For a long term training, it will be taking not more than a week's time for clerical training, right? So but if you are training the candidates in computer programming, it has to be a long program. Like you are training them 2 hours a week, then it should be going for 15 weeks, because computer is something which is time consuming. which takes time. People takes time to learn, right? And the skill of computer is a technical skill which needs patience and deep learning in order to acquire it. So if you are teaching them computer programming or some kind of software handling, then you need to train them on a daily basis and for months, right? Like here example is there, 2 hours a day, and the training will be for 15 weeks. 15 weeks bole to 15 weeks means more than 3 months, 3.5 months, you can say, right? So again, as I said, that the training duration depends upon skill to be acquired, learning capacity of the trainees, and the method of training. Right here, the use of effective visual material should be there, which generates the interest of the candidates in the candidate in the training. Audio visual aids and audio visual material should be used for training purposes. It reduce the training time and moreover generates the interest of the candidate in the training, because auditory material say it will be, it will sound boring after a period of time. But if the material is audio plus video, right, it you will be grasping more, right? Because you are listening also and you are looking at the material also, like what we are doing in classes, right? We are providing you both audio visual aids. How audio visual aids? You are getting the video by the way of PowerPoint presentation, and you are getting the audio by the way of voice of the teacher. So this method is comparatively more effective, right? That is the reason blackboards and whiteboards are there in class. But now the technology has changed. Now it is the time of PPT, and moreover we are into the virtual classes, which is 10 steps ahead than that classroom teaching. Okay, in the times to come we will be having virtual universities. We will not be having physical universities. People will be, students, teachers will be sitting at distant places, and they will be attending a classes, right? And the government is about to formulate regulations where even foreign students can attend to the classes of virtual universities in India and will be getting the degrees, right? So this is what will be going to happen in the near future. Government is thinking and discussing on these parameters, right, across the globe. Because of this pandemic, these virtual platforms have become so popular and people have realized their importance, although these platforms were in existence earlier also, but people were not aware that these platforms can be used in this manner. But nowadays people have realized the importance of these platforms. Even the government have realized the importance of these platforms, and they have realized how well they can use these platforms without creating any kind of infrastructure. Right, now moving further, fourth point, preparation of training material, right? Believe me, preparation of training material is the most important thing, because training material is the stuff which you will be providing to the trainees, and it should be a quality stuff. It should be prepared with great caution, it should be prepared with great care, and it should be detailed material, so that even after training, if the trainees is having some doubt at any point of time, maybe after 4 months down the line, after 1 year down the line, then he should be having the proper training material which he can consult and clarify his or her doubt, right? So preparation of the training material, right? It is a text of written material which is designed for the basis of instruction, review and reference, right? Training training section prepares the training material, or if you are hiring an external trainer, then he provides that training material to the trainees, right? Training section prepares the training material if in case of internal training, and it takes the help of line supervisors, and this material can be used for different jobs. Whenever training is there, this material is provided to the trainer also, and this material is provided to the trainees also, right? Now a complete detail of the whole course should include all should be formulated in a proper layout should consist of different headings and details as desired. The training material should also be distributed, as I said, among the trainees in advance, means before the start of the training program, so that they may study that material and may come prepared during the training program. Because training program is not like classroom teaching, that you people have come into the class without studying that chapter, right? It is rather a form of discussion. You will be provided with the material in advance, and in class only discussions will be there, because they are talking about the practical aspects of that course content of that material. But here what we are doing, we are more concerning on the learning aspects. Okay, we are teaching concepts, we are making you aware about the concepts, and insert with the use of certain case studies that I used to play from time to time, we try to find it out that how those concepts are implemented in the industry, right? Now moving further, fifth point, implementation of training and development programs. This is the action phase where trainer tells, demonstrates, and illustrates in order to put over the new knowledge among the trainees, right? This is the final kind of step where the trainer is demonstrating, illustrating, right? Before this step, before this stage, each learner should be put at ease, meaning hereby each trainer, each trainee who is into the training program should be put at ease. They should be trainer should try his level best to make the trainees comfortable, right? It is necessary, because he should be explained that why he should be, right? The trainees should be put at ease, so that they may be explained why they should be taking interest in training, what is their interest in training, they should be explained about it, right? They should be told about the sequence of the job, need for different steps in the job, the relationship of the job to the total workflow, etc. Means everything about every information about those aspects which are the objective of training, right? Instructions should be clear and complete. Okay, instructions should be clear and complete. Why instructions should be clear and complete? So that there may not be any confusion. If the instructions are not clear and complete, then it may generate a lot of confusion among the candidates, right? Key points should be stressed upon, and one point should be explained at a time, right? Key points should be mentioned one by one, and at the time of explanation only one point should be taken at a time, right? And the use of audio visual aid should be made, so that the candidate grasp the at a higher degree, right? And use of audio visual aids, use of audio visual aid will improve the demonstration and illustration of each and every concept, and it will generate a greater degree of learning among the candidates, right? The candidates should also be encouraged to ask questions on the material or on the content which is being taught to them during the training programs. At the end of the every session, during the question answer round, the candidates who are into the training program should be encouraged to put up the questions to the trainer, so that the trainer may be able to understand how much the trainees has grasped during that session, right? Sorry. Moving further, fourth point, evaluation of the training result. This is the fourth point in the training, designing a training program, evaluation of the training results. Now let's get into it. Let's see, let's understand it. A comprehensive appraisal of training is helpful in providing useful information about the effectiveness and design of training program and designing a training program in the future, right? Appraisal of training program is useful in providing information about the effectiveness of the training program as well as the design for future training program, right? Now, it also enables the human resource manager, the HR manager, to monitor the training program and modify the content of the training program, the delivery of training program in the future. It helps the human resource manager to understand what kind of improvement he need to put in the training program in terms of content and in terms of delivery. Sorry. Evaluation of training is also helpful in providing the data on the basis of which the relevance and integration of training, on the basis of which you can understand the relevance of training, you can understand the relevance of training and its integration with other functions of human resource. You will be able to understand the relevance of training. Training also provides you with evaluation of training program will also provide you with the data with the help of which you may be able to understand the relevance of training to the organization and also the integration of training with the different functions of human resource management, right? Effective training programs should have the following characteristics, which we will be discussing in the next slide, right? First, training program should be chalked out after identifying the training needs or goals, right? That is the very first thing. Every training program should be based on the training needs analysis, and every program should be based on the training needs as you have assessed, right? So training program is constituted, as we have already discussed, based on the training needs of the employees. It should have relevance to the job requirements, right? Training program should directly related to the job. It should be related to only those aspects of job where employees need to have the training, right? Right. Ineffective training should be flexible. It should make effective training program should be flexible, right? It should be flexible. Right? Different individuals have different abilities, aptitude, different learning capacity, emotional wake up, etc. In thus, in certain cases, you may have some extra classes kind of things also if it is desired, because the learning capacity and the learning speed of individual is different in case of each and every individual. So either you can shortlist the individual in different sections, like you can keep the fast learner in one section and slow learner in some other section, or you may arrange some extra classes for those who are slow learners, right? Now, third point, good training program should prepare the trainees mentally before they are imparted any job knowledge and skill. So it is very much necessary that with the start of the training, the trainer should motivate the trainees, because when they are coming into the training program, they are having a lot of doubts at the back of their mind. So it is very necessary on the part of the trainer that he should be clarifying, or he should be making them he should be making them to feel comfortable, and he should put them at ease, so that whenever so that when he start with the content delivery in the training program, the trainee should be able to grasp it at a greater degree, at a higher degree. Right. Now, fourth point D, effective training program should, coming down to the fourth point in this, effective training program should be conducted by well qualified and experienced trainers. It is but obvious then, if you are having well qualified and experienced trainer, then only he will be able to impart right knowledge to the candidates, otherwise he won't. Right, that kind of training in which the trainer is not experienced and skilled, that kind of training will be a useless exercise for your trainees. Right. Effective training programs should have the top management support. Right, without the support of the top management, nothing can be done in the organization, because funds are always approved by the top management, and if top management is not in favor of the training program, then you cannot arrange good training program for your people. So every training program should be having the support of the top management in order to be effective. Right, because the top management can greatly influence the quality of training in the organization by the policies and adopts extent to which it supports the training programs. Right, the entire budget is in hands of the top management. So what kind of training will be there, how, because if you are taking good trainers from outside, good trainers are taking handsome amount of money. For that particular reason, you need to have good budget also. Right, next point, effective training programs should also be supported by a system of critical appraisal of the outcome of the training efforts. Right, the outcome of the training efforts means after training, what is the impact on your productivity, what is the impact on your behavior, what is the impact on your job performance, all should be analyzed and monitored. Right, now this is the end of this topic. In the next topic, we will be starting with the methods of training programs. All right.